Enough sick time to get him through January, but his recovery, at the very least, will last until summer. He's hoping for more love from his fellow teachers.
Enjoy your holiday. Look across that table at your family members, at your friends.
And offers a message for all of us this holiday season.
Just tell them you love them. It's amazing what happens when you do that.
In West Palm Beach, Andrew Lawfome, WPTV, News Channel 5.
7:08 now, and we all know the holidays can take a toll. Straight ahead, what doctors say you can do to avoid the blues. Plus, are you willing to take a risk on lab meat? Coming up, a look at the meat that could soon end up in your grocery store. Are you willing to try burgers and chicken strips grown in a lab? The federal government apparently has a rollout plan ready, and supporters say it could feed the world and save the planet. Take a look at this for yourself.
I mean, it's just the chicken. And what are the bones? I need to make the chicken stock for the chicken noodle soup. Where are the bones at?
Chef Luciano Visentine grew up in Italy, hunting animals, butchering beef, and cooking chicken dishes for the last 50 years. So when Lucci heard about meat grown in a petri dish inside a lab,
God or nature did not create that chicken. That says it all.
Laboratory-grown burgers are nothing new.
And then the impossible happened.
You may have tried the Impossible Burger, which tastes like meat, but made only from plants, created in a lab by a former Stanford University biochemist. Now an influx of San Francisco startups are developing burgers and chicken without slaughtering a single cow or killing any chickens. Check out this promotional video from one company called Just. The company claims it's making chicken strips using just one feather from one healthy chicken.
It was an out-of-body experience. Have the chicken that you're eating running around in front of you.
Here's how it works. Scientists take cells from one animal and then grow those cells into a piece of meat using plants and nutrients.
So it's in vitro meat is what they call it on the market.
Dr. Jill Roberts teaches food safety at USF's College of Public Health and believes in vitro meat could help save the planet.
When I hear about the cell burger, the really exciting pros to me is really environmental. You get rid of that greenhouse problem, you get rid of the land use problem, the water pollution problem.
Dr. Roberts says lab-grown meat could also put an end to food recalls, ending the threat of salmonella and E. coli, while providing a healthier option.
When you take that little cell, you're taking a cell of a muscle. The muscle doesn't have all the bad stuff that's in the meat. No cholesterol, higher protein, none of the things that people like to complain about. No antibiotics, no synthetic hormones, okay? But here's the downside. There's no connective tissue and no fat, and that's what adds the taste.
Hey, I want my fat, Wendy. What are you talking about?
But food scientists have already figured out a way to add the taste back in, using protein from plants. Last month, the FDA and USDA announced a partnership to regulate lab-grown meat so it can be safely sold to consumers. But how quickly will meat lovers line up to try it? It depends on who you ask.
I think it'll actually get accepted quicker and sooner than people would believe.
To me, I'm not ready.
Well, some of us may feel anxious or depressed around the winter holidays, especially those heavily affected by hurricane damage. For many, this time of year can be the most stressful. 3 months after Hurricane Florence ravaged eastern North Carolina, victims are feeling added pressure this holiday season.
During the holidays, we have a lot of individuals that come into our program overwhelmed, suicidal, not functioning because they can't meet those expectations that they've set for themselves.
Healthcare professionals say the pressure of feeling like you have to buy gifts or maintain the same traditions is a struggle for a lot of folks. They say to focus that energy on enjoying who you spend the holidays with. Well, weather-wise, folks, it is going to be a beautiful day here in South Florida. Plenty of sunshine, but it will certainly be a cool one. In fact, this morning we're starting off with temperatures in the 40s for many of us. However, as we head into the afternoon hours, we'll warm it up into the 60s, middle to the upper 60s, below the average, though, of 76 degrees. But at least, again, we'll have plenty of sunshine today and tomorrow and pretty quiet weather as we head into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Here's a look across the Palm Beaches this morning. You can see plenty of sunshine. And with that sunshine, temperatures heading into the mid and the upper 60s, but certainly below average. 51, that's where we're starting this morning. The wind's so much lighter right now out of the southwest at 5 miles an hour. Elsewhere, we're at 50 degrees in Jupiter, 47 Indiantown, 46 Okeechobee, and right now middle 40s for the northern Treasure Coast. And temperatures this morning so much cooler than yesterday at the 7 a.m. hour. In fact, in West Palm Beach, we're 16 degrees cooler, and along the Treasure Coast, 20 degrees cooler. So if you're stepping out this morning, for sure grab a jacket because it is quite cool out there. But at least the winds are so much lighter. Yesterday, we were talking winds over 40 miles an hour. That will not be the case today. That storm system that brought us those gusty winds is now up, moving across the northeast. And for us, on the backside of that system, we'll have winds today at about 5 to 10. So it will certainly be a more comfortable day as far as the winds go, but it will be a cool day. We do have that northwesterly wind flow in place. You can see skies are clear, so lots of sunshine for today. In fact, plenty of sunshine up and down the peninsula and into the rest of the southeast. High pressure will build in and bring us a dry weekend, but we will have that northwesterly wind flow this afternoon and tonight. So once again, tonight, it will be quite chilly with temperatures dropping back down into the 40s. Today, a daytime high of 68 degrees, but then we start to warm it up over the next couple of days. By the time we get to Christmas Day, we'll see a daytime high of 77 with partly sunny skies. There's the front that came through the other day that brought us all the rain and the winds, and now that's well offshore, but we do have that cooler air coming in behind it. High pressure building in, so lots of sunshine, not just today, but into tomorrow as well on your Sunday. But at least for tomorrow, the winds start to come in off the Atlantic, and that'll bring in some milder ocean air, so temperatures will start to warm on up. By Monday, Christmas Eve, a very weak front moves into the state. It's not going to do much other than bring us just a couple of extra clouds. Today, 68 degrees, sunny and cool. Winds so much lighter. Yesterday, it was quite blustery. Overnight tonight, 50 degrees, but most are in the 40s, so a clear and cool night. 40s once again for the Treasure Coast and back across the lake. And over the next couple of days, we will start to see a nice warming trend. Temperatures climb into the middle and the upper 70s by the time we get to the middle of the week. And then the end of the week, it's warm with a few showers around. All right, everyone, right now, 7:18. Coming up, an update from local businesses as experts say red tide is no more. Plus, a reminder for procrastinators, your absolute last chance to get those gifts under the tree. You're watching WPTV News Channel 5.
Time now for the Honda Sports Desk with ESPN 106.3 and WPTV News Channel 5.
Good Saturday morning. I'm Keely Ferguson from ESPN 106.3. Just like he did in college football in 2016 when he won the Heisman Trophy, Lamar Jackson has taken the NFL by storm. Now, this may not be very surprising for folks in our area that watched him play at Boynton Beach High School, but let's not forget, folks, Jackson was the final pick in the first round. In other words, he was passed up by every team in the National Football League except for the Baltimore Ravens. Right now, Jackson and the Ravens are preparing for their role as the visiting team when they face the Los Angeles Chargers tonight. After an impressive victory over the Chiefs last week, the 11-3 Chargers are arguably the best team in the AFC. Now, Jackson will look to push his record as a starter to 5-1 as he makes his 6th NFL start tonight. But this game, well, this one's different. See, it's in prime time, so the Rook should be a little shook, right? Well, don't tell him that.
It's cool. You know, I'm worried about, playing the team and trying to win. I'm not worried about prime time. Prime time is after the game with a W. That'll be prime time. You got to stay focused at quarterback when you're trying to win the game. You can't get out of whack or, get frustrated out there. You guys depending on you. So, yeah, that's probably where it comes from.
I saw how he handled himself. He never gets flustered, and but now the last weeks is just kind of built on that.
In high school hoops this morning, many teams are playing their final slate of games before beginning holiday tournaments this weekend. So let's head to Boca Raton, where Grandview Prep is hosting Village Academy. Let's pick things up in quarter number 3, and the Pride go down low to that guy. That's the big man, Jalen Thompson. He gets the one-handed kiss off the glass. Grandview takes a 10-point lead. Hot shooting in the second half from Zach Bennett. That does the trick for the Tigers. He connects on this one from deep. That cuts the lead to 5. Then on the next possession, it's Bennett once again. This cuts the lead to 2. all of Bennett's 18 points came from downtown, 15 of them coming in the second half. This one would actually go down to the wire, but in the end, Village Academy overcomes a 10-point deficit. They pull out the win, 73-65. To college hoops this morning, and Butler defeating Eastern Michigan 73-63 at the West Palm Beach Invitational yesterday. The Bulldogs had 4 players in double figures. Tori Schickel and Michelle Weaver led the way with 15 points each. Well, how about those Dayton Flyers? They were big winners over Georgia Tech, 85-66. Jayla Scaife had 27 points for Dayton. That led all scorers. That's going to do it for your sports this morning. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Today, you might be cutting it close, but there's still time for you to get those presents under the tree in time. Today's actually the last day. You can send items out through the post office's Priority Mail Express service. If all your shopping is online, Amazon offers 2-day shipping. That service free for Prime members.
Well, red tide seems to be on the way out statewide. That holds especially true here in South Florida. FWC's recent samples show only a few positive results around the state. This is perfect timing for tourism here in the area. Martin County's tourism marketing manager says she's noticed more positive numbers with more people checking in to local hotels.
It's kind of the internal tickers that we look at, and it makes a difference to all of our businesses when people are coming down and you have that influx of money from out of the area.
Well, tourism leaders say they can now get back to promoting water activities.
In honor of a man who spent his life protecting wildlife in the Everglades, Congress just passed a bill to rename the Hobe Sound National Wildlife Refuge after Nathaniel Reed. The environmentalist passed away this summer. Reed was a champion of restoring the Everglades. The bill was introduced by Representative Brian Mast and supported by Senators Marco Rubio and Bill Nelson.
And good morning, everyone. Weather-wise, it is going to be a beautiful day today. Plenty of sunshine, but it is going to be quite cool. We're only heading into the 60s this afternoon. So if you're heading towards the beaches, yes, we'll see plenty in the way of clear blue skies. However, temperatures will be on the cooler side, but the winds have backed off. Yesterday was super windy. Today, the winds at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Surf will be about knee-high. Low chance of rip currents, but, you know, always try to stay close to the lifeguards. Now, if you're going boating, we do have a small craft caution in effect just for the morning hours. During the afternoon, we'll have a northwesterly flow at 10 knots, seas at 2 to 4 feet. Inland waters will have a moderate chop, and there are your high and your low tide times for your Saturday.
It is 7:25 now, and the government is partially shut down. Coming up, what to expect during negotiations at noon today.
Plus, the most dangerous day on the road, the safety precautions you need to know before heading on the road. Well, breaking news, the government is under a partial shutdown. This morning, a breakdown of the big issue as lawmakers prepare to head back to the Capitol building later today.
Plus, the warning you should know before you head out to travel today.
And weather-wise, certainly a cool start to the day, but what does the rest of your Saturday look like?
Welcome to Today on 5. I'm Tori Dunnan.
And I'm Steve Villanueva.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tori.
How you doing? I've
Doing
seen
well.
you all day.
How are you? How's it going, Victoria?
Oh, yeah. That's my real name, in case you're wondering that. Stephen.
Are you good? That is my real name.
guess.
It's actually Stephen. Long story.
Oh, boy.
There was
the producers are like.
There was a typo on my birth certificate, so my legal name was Stephen forever.
I'm going to call you that forever.
Stephen.
Stephen.
And like a few years ago, I finally had to change to Stephen, but it was like a whole big domino effect. It just ruined everything. I should have just kept it as Stephen.
All right, Stephen, what's the weather?
Steve.
Okay.
What is the weather? The weather is going to be sunny but cool today.
Nice.
We're going to see temperatures only in the 60s this afternoon, well below the average of 76 degrees. We're at 51 right now in West Palm Beach. Certainly a chilly start to the day. In the meantime, Treasure Cove's coming in the middle 40s, 46 Okeechobee, 45 in the meantime over towards Belle Glade. And temperatures this morning so much cooler than yesterday at 7:30 in the morning. In fact, in West Palm Beach, 16 degrees cooler, Fort Pierce 20 degrees cooler. cooler. So if you're stepping out this morning, for sure grab a jacket. It is quite cool out there. But at least the winds are light. Yesterday it was so windy out there with winds of over 40 miles an hour. Today we'll have winds at about 5 to 10. But we do have a northwesterly flow. That is a cool flow, and we will have reinforcing cool air today. Only in the 60s this afternoon, and tonight we are back into the 40s. At least most of us will be. But notice plenty of sunshine across the entire southeast, high pressure building in, and that will bring us a beautiful weekend. So today and tomorrow, plenty of sunshine. In fact, tomorrow temperatures will be a few degrees warmer than today. This morning, though, at 8 a.m., we'll see a temperature of 54. By lunchtime, we're at 66. And then as we head into the afternoon hours, today, the first full day of winter, it will feel like it. We're only going to see a high of 68 degrees. But what does Christmas look like? Your forecast coming up.
Breaking news this morning, the government is now under a partial shutdown. Today, lawmakers are now expected to begin negotiations once again at noon. Reporter Karen Kafa has the latest for us from Washington.
Let's get it done. The shutdown hopefully will not last long.
The Senate.
After a dramatic day, the Senate adjourned Friday night without a deal to avert a government shutdown, but an agreement to keep working.
I hope Senate Democrats will work with the White House on an agreement that can pass both houses of Congress and receive the president's signature.
Lines of communication between key players did reopen in a last-minute effort. Early Friday afternoon, a government shutdown seemed inevitable. Senate Republicans returning to Capitol Hill after a meeting at the White House where the president reiterated he wouldn't budge on his border security demands. Later, the White House sent Vice President Pence, Budget Chief and incoming Acting Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney, and advisor Jared Kushner to Capitol Hill to meet first with Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer.
We are willing to continue discussions on those proposals with the leader, the president, the Speaker of the House, and the leader of the House.
Thursday night, House Republicans furiously worked to pass a stopgap spending bill, extending government funding until February and adding $5.7 billion for a wall. The House also adjourned Friday night, waiting for the next move.
I am not bringing any bill to the floor that does not have the support of the president.
The president Friday night putting the shutdown burden on the Senate.
Now it's up to the Senate, and it's really up to the Democrats, because we need their votes.
Today, family and friends will come together for the funeral of 19-year-old Trey Ingraham. Ingraham is one of two local young men who was shot and killed in a Daytona Beach apartment earlier this month. 19-year-old Damon Kemp is now being charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder. He played wide receiver and cornerback for the St. Lucia's Pope John Paul II High School and football team as well. The service starts at 1 p.m. at the United Methodist Church of Palm Beaches in West Palm Beach.
Well, the suspect in a Green Acres double murder has been arrested in Ohio. Raymond Diaz was taken into custody in Cleveland. Diaz is charged in the deaths of 2 men found shot after their car crashed into the Palo Verde apartment complex in Green Acres. This was back on October 3rd.
A Palm Springs man is arrested for making a fake bomb and then throwing it into a cycle shop to scare employees. Gregory Alexander Gonzalez now facing multiple charges. Deputies responded to the possible bomb threat on Wednesday morning. This happened at Cycle Ivans, which is on Forest Hill Boulevard. The owner tells deputies a man threw a suspicious package through the open doors of the business.
Well, for one local child, this will be the first Christmas without his mother. This after she was tragically murdered over the summer. News Channel 5's Megan McRoberts has more on how the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office decided to step in and give the boy a very special Christmas surprise.
8-year-old Jamar Wise's mother was Tanya Wise. You may remember investigators said she was pregnant with her second child when the father of that child is accused of killing her and leaving her in a roadside ditch over the summer. That means this Christmas will be that little boy's first holiday without his mom.
Ho, ho, ho. Jamar!
This was truly a surprise for 8-year-old Jamar. Santa Claus coming right to his doorstep with a bag filled with toys, and St. Lucie County deputies on scene to make sure he feels extra special.
I got some stuff for you.
A bike, cars, games, and all kinds of toys.
You're going to be asleep when I come next time.
Sure to make this Christmas a memorable one.
We love to see him happy,
And that's what we strive for, his happiness. He's a really good kid. He's good in school.
Jamar's grandmother, Elizabeth, says this is a tough year for the family. Her daughter, Tanya, was killed over the summer. But seeing this much joy in Tanya's son, Jamar, lifted her spirits.
She would have been super excited just to see her son just so happy.
Sheriff Ken Mascara said this surprise is the result of a close bond between Jamar and his school resource deputy.
Our deputy learned that this young boy had a concern about Christmas this year with his mom not being here. So we said, listen, we're going to make Christmas happen for this little boy.
That compassion from law enforcement already rubbing off on Jamar.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A cop.
What?
And as he grows up, the sheriff hoping he'll continue to be everyone's priority.
With that news about the accuser and court dates and things, we forget the damage that's left behind, and that's who really we need to focus on.
And the man accused of killing Tanya Wise was indicted by a grand jury earlier this week. He now faces the death penalty when he goes to trial for 2 charges of first-degree murder. In St. Lucie County, I'm Megan McRoberts, WPTV News Channel 5.
In just a few hours, I-95 will be filled with holiday travelers, and now FHP is letting you know state troopers will be watching for bad behavior behind the wheel. FHP also warns today is expected to be the most dangerous day on the road. They say crashes increase the most between peak hours from 6 a.m. until noon, and then once again about 6 p.m. Also, make sure you check your tires before you head out. If you have a problem, FHP asks that you exit the highway instead of pulling off onto the shoulder. Well, you can expect some big crowds at the airports as well. AAA estimates nearly 1/3 of Americans will travel for the Christmas holiday. We've been watching the boards at Palm Beach International, and right now, good news for you, no delays. It is 7:37, and coming up, Protecting Paradise, the hard work 2 local women are now doing to make sure trash is off our beaches.
Plus, a flash mob took over a South Florida mall. What police did? That's coming up next. You're watching WPTV News Channel 5. Every day, trash washes onto our coastline, but some take the time to clean it up.
For 2 Treasure Coast women, it's all about having fun while protecting paradise. News Channel 5's Alex Hagan introduces us to Treasure Coast trash art.
Not once, not twice.
Probably 3 times a week.
You'll find Christina Maldonado and Rebecca Fatzinger.
You walk along the seaweed and you just look.
Picking up trash along the shoreline.
This is called a find it, fill it.
Splitting up locations.
Anywhere from Normandy Beach up to Walton Rocks.
And I go from Bathtub Beach to Jensen Beach.
Whatever they find here is useful.
Wait and see what's in here.
For when the real fun begins.
Woohoo! Oh, I see some fun stuff. There's a surprise pretty much every time you're out there.
About 20 containers full of trash still.
Toothbrushes are fairly common, lighters fairly common.
And then those surprises.
Colorful beach toys.
All used for
eyes like that. Squirt gun.
They're colorful creations.
How easy it is and how much fun it is.
Rebecca's backyard is like an art show.
This is kind of a permanent exhibit in my yard lately.
On this day, we focused on the holidays.
That's the Grinch. The Santa, I made him within the past week.
Also,
made him into little monkeys.
And my personal favorite.
This is the Beatles. Trashy Road.
The past several years constructing many different creatures.
Probably say 1,000.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They call it
to use ropes.
TC Trash Art.
It's a lot of fun. See if I can help pick things up.
When I asked both what they hope to do with their art, it's still up in the air. But here's an idea.
Make some kind of a children's book. We could use the characters that we've made throughout the years into some kind of story that would help push the message to minimize your plastic use.
Both do know they won't stop having fun.
That's beach trash.
While protecting paradise, as long as trash keeps washing ashore.
Doing this, it makes it really fun.
In Jensen Beach.
It definitely is an addiction.
Alex Hagan, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Hey, look at that. Some holiday shoppers got quite the surprise while at the Aventura Mall recently. That's 2 police officers dancing with a flash mob. This was actually created by Sean's Dance Factory. The video already been viewed more than 4,000 times, and police tell us they just wanted to take a moment and celebrate the holiday spirit with mall shoppers. There you go, Steve.
Cool. Well, good morning, everyone. Weather-wise, this weekend sunny but cool. However, as we head towards the holiday, we are going to see a nice warming trend. In fact, by the time we get to Tuesday, Christmas Day, we'll see a daytime high of 77 degrees. We'll see partly sunny skies and just a smidge above the average of 76. Maybe a spot shower here or there. Definitely not a big deal. But for the most part, Christmas Day and New Year's Day, or New Year's Eve Day. No, Christmas Eve Day. You get the idea. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day looking beautiful.
Where are we? It's 7:43. Good morning, everyone. Find out where to see the best Christmas light displays in South Florida and the musical you have got to see and how you can see it for only $10. That's up next in the 5 fun things to do this weekend on WPTV News Channel 5.
It is the weekend before Christmas, and you might be looking for ways to entertain the family.
That's right. Our Taste and See reporter, T.A. Walker, joins us with the 5 fun things to do this weekend. First up, a few light displays.
I mean, that's what everybody wants to do anyway, right? Yeah, Hoffman's Chocolate's Winter Wonderland in Green Acres. This adventure will occupy hours of time. You can even go ice skating in an outdoor rink, and then chocolate Christmas tree bar decorating class. You could take it with Santa and then roam around and check out all the 125,000 lights in Winter Wonderland. Ice skating costs $15 an hour, and the Winter Wonderland is free. Santa's there on select dates, but he is getting very busy right now. Another light display is in Mountain Botanical Garden. It's the Garden of Lights in West Palm Beach. Thousands of lights illuminating foliage around the garden. Check this out. It's so pretty. The presentation was actually installed by the same company that produces Admiral's Cove and Las Olas displays. The garden is open nightly at 5:30 and costs $10 for adults, $5 for kids 5 to 12, and $8 for member. And remember, it's running through now through December 30th, but it's closed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
That's gorgeous. Where is that?
The Mountain Botanical Garden is actually by PBI. And so the airplanes fly over about every 2 minutes or so, but it's so beautiful over there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Take the kids to that one.
There's also a ton happening at Kravis Center. I know a ton of my friends are going tomorrow to something.
Absolutely. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is in West Palm Beach. The beloved TV classic, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, soars off the screen and onto the stage this holiday season. See all your favorite characters as they come to life in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the musical. Recommended ages for this is 4 to 10. Tickets start at about $20 plus taxes and fee. It runs tomorrow at 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock. Now, I hate this story now that I'm older because Rudolph is different and everybody makes fun of him, and I don't feel like that's a Christmas thing.
Yeah, but he saves the day.
I know.
There's a message that he perseveres and he saves the day and becomes a hero.
Yeah, let's not change what
Even Santa's mean to him.
All right.
We can't judge things from then with today's. You get
right. Okay. And then I got to talk about my favorite show that I've ever seen ever. It's Hamilton. It's the story of America's founding father, Alexander Hamilton. He's an immigrant that goes from the West Indies who becomes George Washington's right-hand man during the Revolutionary War and was the nation's first Treasury Secretary. That's why he's on the $10 bill. This thing is so cool. It has a score that is so creative. It blends hip-hop, jazz, blues, rap, R&B, and Broadway. Hamilton is the story of America, then told by America Now. Runs through the January 20th at the Broward Center for the Performing Arts. I took the Brightline down and dropped off 2 blocks from the show. Tickets start at $200, but listen, every day they do a lottery for $10 tickets. I posted a link on how you can do that on my Twitter. It's at Tim Allen Walker on Twitter.
I'm gonna, we were actually talking about trying to go tomorrow. Like I'm last minute on this thing, so, but I don't know.
It's worth it.
Worth it?
It's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It's a lot of money, but it's worth it.
I mean, I looked into it for my wife's birthday's coming up. My birthday just passed. I was like, let's go see Hamilton.
Yeah.
But it's like $200 a pop.
Yeah, but he says it's worth it.
We'll wait till it's off Broadway.
Listen, you can go to Disney or you can go to Hamilton. I'd say go to Hamilton.
Or both, and just regret it later, like me.
Listen, to get all the info on this, go to WPTV.com/taste. Steve?
All right. Is it time for weather?
It is.
Weather-wise, here is the deal. All fun stuff to do. Thanks, TA. Let's see. Right now, plenty of sunshine, folks. It is a cool start to the day, however. In fact, it's quite chilly out there. Most of us are in the 40s this morning, so definitely a chilly start. But notice, here's a look at the Jupiter Inlet right there. Plenty of sunshine, just a couple of clouds well offshore. But look at these temperatures. Certainly on the cool side this morning. 45 right now, Vero Beach. We're at 45, Okeechobee. In the meantime, coastal Palm Beach County, lower 50s, 52 right now into Stewart as well. Temperatures this morning, though, so much cooler compared to 24 hours ago. Yesterday, as we were approaching 8 a.m., it was 18 degrees warmer in Vero Beach, 16 degrees warmer into West Palm Beach. So you get the idea. If you're stepping out this morning, for sure, grab a jacket because it is quite cool. But at least the winds are so much lighter. Right now, winds at about 5 miles an hour. Yesterday, we were talking wind gusts of over 40 miles an hour during the morning hours. And all afternoon, it was quite blustery, but not today. Today, the wind's at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. But again, it will be a cool day. We're seeing clear skies, so lots of sunshine is in store, not just today, but into tomorrow, really the next few days as this area of higher pressure starts to build in. But the high for today and for tonight, creating that northwesterly wind flow, bringing in that cooler air. Today, highs only in the 60s. Tonight, we're back into the 40s for most of us. But by the time we get to Christmas Day, Tuesday, we're looking at warmer weather. We'll see a daytime high of 77 as we head towards Tuesday. Partly sunny skies, maybe just an isolated shower here or there. Definitely not a big deal. All right, so here's Vipercast, high pressure and control for today. That'll bring us plenty of sunshine, but it's a cool day. However, the winds are so much lighter. The front that brought us all the rain and the cooler air and the wind now well offshore. As we head into tomorrow, Sunday, high pressure directly overhead, plenty of sunshine, but the winds are now starting to come in off the Atlantic, and this will start to warm us up. Tomorrow, we're back into the lower 70s. Then we're watching this very weak front move into the state. We're not going to see any rain out of it, but we will have a few extra clouds here or there. Otherwise, it's a pleasant day with temperatures in the middle 70s. So for today, 68 the forecasted high into West Palm Beach, 63 Vero Beach, middle 60s back across the lake. Overnight tonight, once again, quite chilly. Most of us in the 40s, right around 50 into West Palm Beach. And here's the extended forecast. Your Sunday looks beautiful. Lots of sunshine, 72 degrees. On Monday, Christmas Eve, 74 with a mix of sun and clouds. Christmas Day, 77. Looking good. By the end of the week, though, temperatures on the warm side around 80 with a 40% chance of showers.